Flashpoint UKR Key Developments in the Ukraine-Russia Conflict, December 2024, February 2025. Flashpoint UKR Season 1, Episode 2. Significant changes have occurred in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia between December 25th, 2024 and February 15th, 2025. These developments include military engagements, diplomatic endeavors, and changing foreign alignments. Military advancements. Russian military forces have continued their onslaught in eastern Ukraine throughout this period. The Russian forces made a significant strategic move in their attempts to take control of the Donbas region when they captured the settlement of Berezivka in the Donetsk province. Although Russia has had to spend a considerable number of resources on workforce and weaponry for its efforts, it has gradually gained territory. Direct talks to settle the dispute have been initiated by Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump. These conversations began with a significant 90-minute phone call between the two presidents, with discussions scheduled in Moscow. Key U.S. officials are part of the president's team, but President Putin has extended an invitation to Trump for continued discussions in Russia. Concurrently, President Trump has proposed a peace plan that includes the demilitarization of certain areas, deployment of European peacekeeping forces, exclusion of Ukraine from NATO membership, and potential inclusion in the European Union. This proposal has been met with mixed reactions. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed the necessity for concrete security guarantees for Ukraine before any agreement can be reached. He has also advocated for the formation of an independent army of Europe to address security concerns without over-reliance on U.S. support. The controversial decision to exclude Ukrainian and European representatives from the U.S.-Russian talks to end the war set to take place in Saudi Arabia has drawn criticism and prompted questions about the peace process's inclusivity and transparency. Global opinions in NATO's position. Potential NATO membership for Ukraine remains a divisive topic. The dynamics of the peace talks have been impacted by the Trump administration's indication that Ukraine is unlikely to join NATO anytime soon. To ensure a thorough and lasting resolution, European allies have voiced concerns about being left out of the peace process and emphasized the importance of involving Ukraine and European partners in any negotiations. Peace should not be achieved unless Ukraine is guaranteed a place within the NATO alliance. Only with such status on the global stage will Ukraine be secure. Russian President Putin has shown that he can play the long game. Without NATO membership, or at least a guarantee of military protection from NATO, Russia will eventually invade again. They will wait until the world is not watching. With President Trump's America First policy, it will be Europe's responsibility to provide a defense for the entire continent. This includes a joint military force of all EU and NATO members to come to the aid of any European nation. The global peace that followed World War II is outdated. The world has gradually descended into widespread military conflict. NATO's official position remains in favor of Ukraine's territorial integrity and sovereignty. However, in part because of the current conflict and the complications it adds to collective defense duties, the alliance has not formally invited Ukraine to join. The alliance's geopolitical concerns and wish to avoid a direct military conflict with Russia are reflected in this cautious stance. The European Union's dedication to Ukraine. Amidst a challenging geopolitical environment, European leaders reaffirmed their support for Ukraine. German Chancellor Scholz has opposed any dictated peace that compromises Ukraine's sovereignty and emphasized that Ukraine and its European partners must be in any accord. This reflects a broader European commitment to protecting Ukraine from external threats. Despite these assurances, doubts linger about Europe's ability to support Ukraine independently, considering potential changes in U.S. foreign policy. President Zelensky's calls for a European army underscore the need for a robust security system that does not solely rely on American involvement. Russian victory prospects. One viewpoint that shapes international diplomatic strategies is the idea that as a superpower, Russia cannot afford to lose against a weaker country like Ukraine. Although Russia has gained some territory, these gains come at a high price. Supporting Ukraine's defense and sovereignty while navigating the geopolitical fallout from a lengthy conflict with a nuclear-armed state presents a challenging balance for the international community. In summary, the confrontation between Russia and Ukraine is still complicated and developing. The complex interactions between military operations, political discussions, and foreign alliances are highlighted by recent events. To find a solution that preserves Ukraine's sovereignty and regional stability, the road to peace necessitates carefully navigating these variables. Site resources. The Sun Co. FR24.com. The Times Co. UK. AP News.com.